What's up, guys? Welcome to Silva Linings Playbook, the podcast no one asked for and nobody's watching. I'm Scott Silva. We're usually talking NFL football, but today we're talking NFL football and NBA basketball. Let's talk about it. Alright guys, I'm doing this podcast a little differently today, and let's be honest, no one's really watching this anyway, so no one really cares what I'm doing. So I'm doing a little vlogging style to be a little more natural and off the cuff. I'm just walking around my house instead of being stuck in the office with the typical background you're used to seeing. So let me know if you like this style. We'll see how it goes. So let's get right into NBA playoffs. As a Knicks fan, very excited the Knicks have made it into the finals, and they're awaiting the winner of the Oklahoma City and San Antonio matchup. And honestly, if Victor Wembanyama keeps deciding he's a three-point shooter instead of being a center and taking his 7'4" frame inside the paint to get alley-oops and tip-ins and rebounds on offense, Oklahoma City's going to win this game pretty easily. I'm a big fan of San Antonio. I've watched a lot of their games this year, and they're going to be a talented team for probably the next 10 years if they can keep them together with the salary cap and all that stuff. This team, everybody keeps saying they're ahead of schedule, but what does that actually mean, being ahead of schedule? Whose schedule? I mean, if these guys are talented enough, and they had a lot of success against Oklahoma City in the regular season, there's no reason that they can't win and make it to the finals against the Knicks. But, like I said, if Wembanyama keeps deciding he's a three-point shooter, they're going to lose this game. And I don't know, maybe he's tired. Maybe he didn't like the beating that he was getting from Hartenstein and Holmgren inside. But I really think Victor Wembanyama needs to get his ass inside of the paint, stay in that paint, and do what he's supposed to do and be 7 for 4 because no one can guard him in there. It's ridiculous what he's doing, trying to take three-pointers, being outside and missing them constantly. It's just ruining the entire flow of San Antonio's offense. I'm rooting for San Antonio, but as a Knicks fan, I'm really rooting for this series to go 7 games. Let them beat each other up and be tired, and let the Knicks have another week to rest while these guys kick each other's asses. And hopefully they'll be too tired to come in, and the Knicks can get a leg up in the finals, whoever comes out of it. All right, I'm going to move around, and let's talk NFL football. All right, NFL offseason training camps have gotten underway. My New England Patriots got themselves into camp yesterday, and it's the countdown to A.J. Brown joining the Patriots. After June 1st, the Eagles will be able to trade A.J. Brown, and it seems like a done deal that it's going to be the Patriots getting him, and it makes the most sense with Mike VRABLE being his former coach in Tennessee. Those guys have a relationship. I think it should work out pretty well. Mac, can you not right now? Thanks, buddy. Anyway, sorry for that distraction. But again, no one's watching, so who cares? While the Patriots, got into camp, so Mike VRABLE had to have his obligatory I had an affair press conference. Not looking forward to this season with the media the way it is, going to be asking Mike VRABLE every week about his relationship and if he's been able to keep his stuff in his pants. I hope this doesn't distract the team from what they need to be doing. I mean, they did make it to the Super Bowl last year, but they got their asses handed to them by Seattle, and they have a lot of work to do. They got a lot of new players coming in, and they need to improve on offense, and Drake May needs to take another step. He had a poor showing in that Super Bowl. I know he had a shoulder injury, and it's probably worse than people thought, but no excuses if he wasn't good enough or healthy enough. He shouldn't have been on the field. Josh McDaniel, he's got to do a better job at play calling, because that last game, that Super Bowl, left a bad taste in me as a Patriots fan. That's left a bad taste in my mouth, the way that game ended. Seattle was awesome. Probably going to be awesome again. Very excited about Seattle's draft pick of the other running back from Notre Dame, Price. With the last pick in the first round, I think that's a smart pick for them. He's going to be able to step in and play right away because Zach Charbonnet is still out, so looking forward to that. Minnesota's training camp opened yesterday, and the awkwardness with J.J. McCarthy and Kyler Murray has begun. J.J. McCarthy saying it's like high school, and there's another guy across the room, and the coaches are going to have to decide. But I think it's pretty much a done deal. We've talked about this before. J.J. McCarthy is probably not going to be the starting quarterback, and it's fine because he's a young quarterback. And I've been thinking about it a lot too. Like, he came from a program in college that ran the ball a lot. So it's going to take him a minute to get up to speed with the NFL and the defenses and reading defenses and playing out of the pocket, because a lot of these guys come out of college playing in the shotgun. So there's an adjustment time, and he was young. And if you look at the last 5 games Minnesota had at the end of the season, he played pretty well. So I think J.J. McCarthy is capable to be an NFL starting quarterback, but it might do him some good to actually sit behind Kyler Murray and watch. And again, there's injuries. Never know what's going to happen. You never know how this is going to turn out. It could be Kyler Murray starting. It could be J.J. McCarthy starting. You know, injuries happen, especially at the quarterback position, so nothing's set in stone. But you don't bring in Kyler Murray if you're not planning on starting him. That's been my take on it since they signed him, and it seems like they've soured on J.J. McCarthy. It's a little premature in my opinion, but we'll see how this, now that the training camps are getting underway, we will see how this works itself out. But it looks to me like it's going to be Kyler Murray's team, and J.J. McCarthy's going to have to do something astronomical, I think, to become the starter in Minnesota this year. But that's my 2 cents on that. Aaron Rodgers, we spoke about it last time. He's back with the Steelers. Got some new weapons there. Reunited with Mike McCarthy in Pittsburgh. They'll probably be an entertaining team. What I do like that Pittsburgh did this year was drafting Drew Aller of Penn State to learn from Rodgers. And Rodgers now apparently seems to be open to mentoring and coaching a young up-and-coming quarterback. And I think Drew Aller, a lot like J.J. McCarthy, is a quarterback that's coming from a running system in college, and it's going to take him a while to adjust to the passing game. So I think Mike McCarthy is probably the perfect coach for him. Having Aaron Rodgers there, and for the fact that he's coming off an injury and there's really no pressure of him needing to start, I think down the road in 2 or 3 years, Drew Aller will become the starting quarterback in Pittsburgh. And I think he'll have some success, especially if Mike McCarthy is still the coach in 3 or 4 years. But all that's all speculation and guesswork, but I think I like the situation for him there. I also like that Francisco Mendoza has Kirk Cousins to sit behind. I don't think they should be putting any pressure on these quarterbacks that they're investing all this money in to come in and be the starter right away. Mac, you are really trying to be anytime you want to finish. Okay. I like the situation in Las Vegas with Kirk Cousins and Francisco Mendoza. I know there's been reports Tom Brady really wants Mendoza to sit. The Raiders are coming off of a bad season. Their offensive line was horrible. Anybody who saw them play last year, there was like less than a second for a quarterback back there before he was on the ground or getting hit or running for his life. So that's why Geno Smith's now in New York with the Jets, which I think should work out well for him. But back to Las Vegas, I keep wanting to say Oakland because they were Oakland for most of my life. I think there's no reason to rush Mendoza, especially that porous offensive line. You don't want this guy to get hit and discouraged and lose his confidence early, which I think happens to a lot of these young quarterbacks who get drafted in the first round and get thrown to the wolves before they're ready. But I would expect Kirk Cousins to either be the starter for the whole season or at least until their bye week. But we'll see. I mean, who knows? Who knows how this goes? We all sit here and speculate and wonder and guess. But I think situations for these young quarterbacks when they get to sit behind these guys. I mean, look at Aaron Rodgers, for instance. He sat behind Brett Favre. Look at Jordan Love. He sat behind Aaron Rodgers, and they've both gone. Aaron Rodgers has had a great career, and Jordan Love is really coming into his own these last couple of years, and big things are expected for him out of Green Bay this year. I think those are the kind of situations we look for. I mean, look at somebody like Sam Darnold, who was thrown to the wolves with the Jets, lost his confidence, got shipped around, bounced around a couple of places. He landed in Minnesota, resurrected his career, went on to Seattle, and then goes and wins the Super Bowl in his first year in Seattle. So quarterbacks don't necessarily mature at the same rate. Not everybody can come out and be a Peyton Manning or a Troy Aikman, but even look at those guys. Their teams were terrible those first years. Their success came later. I think a lot of pressure is put on these quarterbacks, and it's understandable they pay all this money, but I think young quarterbacks like Mendoza should wait. And even McCarthy, he was given the reins to Minnesota before he was ready. They probably should have held on to Sam Darnold for one more year before moving on to J.J. McCarthy, but too late for that. The milk's already been spilt. There's no putting it back in the bottle, so to speak. I don't know. I hope that Francisco Mendoza gets to learn behind Kirk Cousins before he's thrown to the wolves. That may not be the case in Arizona with the rookie quarterback BECK that they drafted. He might be on the field. He might be the first one on the field, I think, for this rookie quarterback class. And that situation might actually work. Carson Beck's had a lot of games in college, so he's a little bit older, a little bit more mature, and he's played in big games on big teams and big stages, and I don't think the moment will be too big for him. But we'll see how this goes. It's exciting that training camps are started. We'll get a lot to talk about. Excited to talk about the NBA and the NBA finals that are coming up next week once San Antonio and Oklahoma City finish their battle. I'm going to keep this one short. This was a little bit different style. Let me know in the comments below what you think. Give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Thanks for spending your time with me. I'll see you guys in the next one.